Here are 5 questions to ask yourself after Ramadan. Number 1, how have I changed over the last 30 days? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, fasting has been prescribed upon you, just like it has been prescribed upon those before you, so that you may increase in taqwa, in God consciousness, in mindfulness and awareness of Allah. So asking yourself the question, how has my relationship with Allah improved over the last month? And how am I different today after the 30 days of fasting than I was on day 1 of Ramadan? Number 2, what is one good habit that I can maintain outside of Ramadan? If I have managed to wake up for suhoor every day during Ramadan, then for sure I can commit myself to waking up for tahajjud salah daily. Or perhaps I can take on additional acts of worship by committing to Monday fasts or Thursday fasts or even both days. And if I've fasted for 30 days, showcasing so much discipline and willpower around food, then perhaps I can show discipline with my eating habits outside of Ramadan. Number 3, what is one bad habit that I left last month and I want to make sure I don't go back to it outside of Ramadan? If I stopped mindless scrolling, if I took social media breaks, how can I make sure that I maintain that level of willpower for the next 11 months? If I cut back on my caffeine intake, then how can I make sure that I don't go back to 2 to 3 cups of caffeine a day? And asking ourselves the question, how can I make sure that I don't go back to my regular self-sabotaging behavior and those bad habits that I can succumb to, is a very important question to ask. Question number 4, what is my plan to continue the connection I've built with Allah over the last month as we return back to our normal, regular routines? And this is very important because Ramadan is all about building the connection with Allah and reading His book and just improving our habits and improving our states of mind. So we can ask ourselves questions like, what am I doing in my day-to-day life? How can I continue the amount of dhikr? What is the smallest action that I can commit to? How can I make sure that I don't stop reading the Quran and perhaps, commit to a small amount like a surah a day, a page a day, or even a line a day and reflect on it? And the connection that we have built during Ramadan is meant to sustain us for the next 11 months until we reach the next Ramadan, inshallah. So the question really is, how can we make sure that building that connection with Allah remains a priority in our life as things get busier and we go back to our normal routines? And the last question, but a very important one, is how can I make sure that next Ramadan, inshallah, may we all reach it, is going to be even better than this one? How can I make sure that I improve next year? And for this, we really need to get honest with ourselves and think about what went well this year. What are some small victories you had? Perhaps you finished the Quran recitation, perhaps you listened to some tafsir lectures. Whatever those small victories are, really feel good about them, write them down, and make sure that you become intentional about how you want to improve on it next year. And on the flip side, what didn't go well this Ramadan? What are some areas that you wish you could have made some improvements? Everyone reaches at the end of Ramadan and feels like they didn't do enough. And of course, we try our best and we hope and pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us for our efforts. But it's important to become intentional and really reflect back and see areas of improvement so that next year when Ramadan comes, you're prepared, you've got it written down. Hey, last year I struggled with this, and so inshallah I need to do better next year. Asking yourselves these 5 questions will help you improve your Ramadan, your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and bring you closer and closer to Him, inshallah. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for awesome upcoming content, and comment, like, and share this video for others. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.